Welcome to today's Spotlight webinar on the Love to Ride Central Maryland program. This webinar is made possible by the Maryland Department of Transportation's Commuter Choice Maryland program. My name is Gladys Hurwitz. I'm the Multimodal Transportation Specialist at the Maryland Department of Transportation and moderator for the session. This session is being recorded. Here are some quick webinar FAQs to keep in mind. Make sure that you chose either the computer or phone for your audio preference. Use the question window to ask us a question. We also have time dedicated for question and answers after the presentation. The recording of this session will also be available along with slide decks on our website, commuterchoicemaryland.com. For those of you who may be unfamiliar with Commuter Choice Maryland, it is a transportation demand management program of the Maryland Department of Transportation that promotes alternatives to driving alone. As you can see in our list of alternative options, this can include anything from public transportation, biking, ride sharing, transit, walking, and teleworking. All of these options are important because they help Maryland reduce congestion, conserve energy, protect the environment, and improve the quality of life of all Marylanders. Commuter Choice Maryland has been around for over a decade and underwent a program update in 2018. During these past years, we have refined the program focus, offerings outreach, and continue to build partnerships. Commuter Choice Maryland also provides resources for commuters to help them determine the best commute option that suits their needs. Our website serves as a centralized resource for commuters who may need information on transportation options, along with other valuable resources, such as how to connect with a Maryland rideshare TDM rep, information and guaranteed ride home, and how to find the best commute that works for you. Employer program services include information on how to get a commuter benefits program started, or how to expand an existing commuter program. Free marketing materials are also available for download to help your employees with commute options. We also provide free technical assistance to participating employers who need help with commuter benefits, such as the Maryland Commuter Tax Credit and Transportation Fringe Benefits. Business toolkits have also been developed to help businesses and organizations in Maryland who are thinking about starting up a telework program, van pool, or commuter benefits program. Especially during this pandemic, Maryland businesses shared that many of them were interested in offering commuter benefits such as telework, but didn't know where to start. So we developed this resource tool that includes information on the benefits of telework, what to include in a telework policy, sample telework agreement, technology considerations, and other additional resources. Maryland employers may claim a tax credit for 50% of the total eligible cost of commuter benefits offered to employees, up to a maximum of $100 per employee per month. Qualifying commuter benefits include the following employer-funded programs: subsidized cost of transit for employees, van pool for employees, emergency ride home for employees who may have to work unexpected overtime or leave work early for illness. And there's also the cash in lieu of parking, where an employer offers to provide a cash allowance to an employee in an amount equal to a parking subsidy, while the employee chooses to walk, bike, or take transit to work instead. We are pleased to announce the launch of our new Commuter Choice Maryland employer program that seeks to recognize Maryland employers and organizations for their leadership in offering transportation benefits and creative program incentives to employees. Partner benefits include complimentary guided support, where Commuter Choice Maryland representatives can support you and provide online tools and resources. There's also a custom transportation plan and employee travel behavior survey, where Commuter Choice Maryland reps can assist you with identifying and planning for employee transportation needs. Representatives can also help you with an employee survey to better understand employee travel behavior and mode shift. There's also a featured success story where partners can be highlighted, get their success stories features for best practices on the Commuter Choice Maryland website, newsletters, and all social media. Partners will be provided an opportunity to share best transportation practices in a webinar spotlight that will reach over 7,500 businesses and commuters. Partners will receive recognition for successes and achievements in excellence and get access to employer assistance resources. Partner employers that we have highlighted include the University of Maryland, Yakabad, Live Casino and Hotel, SMECO, IOPA, and Morgan State University. Read more about these success stories on our website, commuterchoicemaryland.com. Becoming a partner is easy. Just follow these 3 steps to get started. Step 1, visit our partner page. Step 2, complete the short registration form. And step 3, get ready to gain access to all the partner benefits. So now I'd like to introduce our speaker for today, Ms. Lillian Bunton with the Baltimore Metropolitan Council, who will give us insight on the benefits of encouraging commutes through employer-based encouragement programs. Take it away, Lillian. Thank you.
Thank you, Gladys. Hi, everybody. My name is Lillian Bunton, and I'm the Transportation Demand Management Specialist at the Baltimore Metropolitan Council. I'm here to give you an overview of a couple great programs that we basically give you a free perk for your employees, and they're both bike related. I'm going to turn off my webcam now that you see what I look like, because nobody needs to keep looking at that. Okay, slide. Glad. Oh, there we go. Each jurisdiction in the region has a counterpart for me, a TDM specialist, and we are available to help your businesses find more efficient ways to get people to work. So we can help you implement and coordinate all of the great commuter choices Gladys just went over. And if we can't do it directly, we can find you the correct people to do it and coordinate with them. And our help is always free. So first a little bit, slide. First, a little bit about who I work with. I'm with the Baltimore Metropolitan Council. It's shortened as a BMC because you can't be a planner without an acronym. We are the Regional Council of Governments. We're also the Transportation Planning Board is housed there. To really super simplify it in a nutshell, BMC helps local governments coordinate work that has to happen across political boundaries. So air, transportation, communication, safety doesn't stop at the city-county line or the county-county line. So when the region needs to collaborate, BMC is there to help with analysis, research, and recommendations. Slide. So here you can see on the map, the Baltimore region mirrors what most people call Central Maryland. And those are the jurisdictions that are members, and their executive officers, county executives, and the mayor are on our board. Slide. One of the areas of interest for BMC and all TDM coordinators is active transportation. So that includes any mode of transportation that doesn't use an engine, a mechanical engine. Slide. To promote bikes as transportation, BMC has organized bike to work events. Usually they have rallies and pit stops all around with bagels and prizes. We do that at employer sites, community parks, and government centers. Obviously, not last year. We work to remind commuters that biking can be an easy and efficient mode, and sometimes it's a faster commute than your car. Also, a major initiative is reminding motorists to share the road with bikers. We do a lot of safety outreach for all of the modes, and we try to center the launch for that for bikes in May. Slide. So the first stop is bike to work. It's a very easy way for companies to engage their employers, and you can operate it pretty much as a turnkey event. BMC and your local coordinator provides online registration. We have prize drawings. All of the registered riders get free t-shirts, which are so coveted. And we have promotional materials that we supply. The local coordinators can help individual employers promote the event, or some like to have a little in-house activities, a party or a promotion. So we work to remind commuters that biking's easy. And next slide. So some companies just want to dip a toe in the water, and we are fine with that. Anything that gets the word out. Others want to dive right in. So your local TDM coordinator can help at any level. And there's a sample of some of the ways you can do it. It can be as easy as sending out some emails that we supply and putting up flyers that we will send you. And it can be as involved as you want. If you really want to get on board, you can do branded shirts and have departmental challenges. Some people really get into it because it is a fun way to get your staff interacting. It's good for morale. Some hold bike and repair maintenance workshops or pre-ride events, and we do have people that can help with those. Slide. So the big question is, why spend the time? And even you're in business, time is money. So even the hour, maybe two max that it would take to send out information and field any questions, you get a good return on a very small investment. Slide. So employees who bicycle save businesses money on lots of things. Health insurance, they get increased productivity. So to expand the points on the slide, exercising before work, which cycling is, raises productivity by an average of 15%. I was pretty surprised when I heard that, but there are multiple studies that support that. Cycling reduces healthcare costs. Cyclists take 15% fewer days off due to illness, and live 2 years longer, as an aside, than non-cyclists. In England, one study found that if you make it convenient for people to ride to work, and they did that throughout the UK, it would save those businesses $13 billion in savings through reduced sick days and boosted productivity. Fit workers can make, on average, 27% fewer task errors than people who are not fit and mostly sedentary. Staff who cycle are more punctual. I don't know whether that's because they enjoy the ride or they're not stuck in traffic, but it is true across the board in all sorts of travel environments, whether you're in a congested city or you're tooling down a country lane. You get up and you get out, apparently. So one thing that many companies are really interested in is green credits. So promoting biking counts towards your environmental credits. So if you are looking for some LEED certification credits or other environmental offsets, just getting the word out is something you can list on those applications. And lastly, green reputations for a company help attract younger workers, quality workers. It's important to many younger workers, especially those that are active and educated, to have a company that supports their lifestyle choices. Slide. So this is just a reminder, cyclists come from all industries, all incomes, and all communities. So you probably have one or more on your payroll. Most people think of the super intense Lance Armstrong sweaty guy in Lycra, and that is counter to the actuality. So their motivation ranges from people who are environmentally conscious. Some people like to work out before work. They don't have to hit the gym on the way home. They're saving that time. And a lot of people, especially younger people and people in an urban area, want to own one less car or go carless. And this definitely makes that an easy accomplishment. Slide. So getting more commuters on bikes has benefits for you, and it has benefits at the local, regional, and national level. We have traffic goals, reduced congestion, we have clean air goals, and it all applies. So our region, like most organizations, celebrates Bike to Work Day in May, which is the start of bad air season. And that's why we sort of launch a lot of initiatives simultaneously. So 2020 shook things up, as I mentioned. It shook stuff up for everyone, I am sure. But those changes really, they turned out to have a lot of benefits. Slide. So last year, we took that celebration viral because we were all under stay-at-home orders and socially distancing. So we grew it from one day to a full week. Last year, we had to move it to September. This year, it's back in May again. In the wake of stay-at-home orders, we switched from having those rallies I told you about with bagels and balloons to doing all online programming and a ride as you can, where you can, and a COVID-safe swag distribution. So there are T-shirts and swag bags they could pick up at participating bike shops. And this year we're going to have like over 20 in the region. So we'll do the same thing this year. Slide. So live events were limited to the locations we could cover with staff. It takes a lot of people to put on an in-person event like a 300 or 400 person rally. The new Ride When You Can events gave shift workers and people that worked on an alternative schedule to the 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, they could be part of the celebration. When the COVID worries are over, we plan on continuing that full week Ride When You Can, and we'll add some rallies back into the mix because people really did look forward to them, and they were fun events. I don't know if any of you have been around a bunch of cyclists at 6 in the morning, but they're really happy people, and they make for a really fun event. And I'm not a morning person, so for me to say that, it's major. Slide. So 2020, you may recall, had a really big uptick in biking, and that surge continues. It's still hard to find a new bike. People want to find a way to, be fit, not go into the gym. They want to get outside after being, inside all winter and inside for COVID restrictions. Want to get a little exercise after being around the house. So last year we expanded and bolstered the regular bike program and started a year-round cycling support and challenge program. And that's the other one I wanted to tell you about. Slide. So we launched Love to Ride, and this is this year's Bike to Work Day poster. Our event's not May 21st. The national event is May 21st. It's a behavior change program that provides an online interactive tracking platform. It has social interaction and prize contests, really good prize contest. And then they have a business participation challenge. And I hope that some of you are open to participating in that because the benefits are pretty good. Slide. We found, and we think you will find if you choose to participate, that the virtual connection that platform offers really boosts morale. With people either working from home, with their instruction to isolate or reduce contact at work. You're not hanging around in the lunchroom sitting next to somebody chatting. And people just have a general lack of chit chat. They're craving connections. So the challenge platform effectively replaced that office banter as friends and colleagues could encourage each other, connect via the messaging app that's contained. They have a reason to check in. Hey, I took a ride. Good for you for taking a ride. Here's a virtual high five. So people really liked it. They embraced it. Slide. Obviously, we wouldn't have asked you here if you didn't get, employers didn't get benefits too. So again, quality candidates are more likely to sign on with a company that they perceive as sustainable and even more now than when the studies were done, as safeguarding their health and well-being. You know, they want to work for somebody that is good to them. Offering a commute program, which includes bike support options, increases retention and employee satisfaction as well. People are less likely to leave if they love their commute. Slide. So participating companies get some boosts to programs that you may already have in place. If you have a wellness program, if you have a sustainability office, if you have a transportation coordinator or a team building initiative, they all get a boost if you implement these sorts of things. Very small investment of time for this. It's mostly online, and we just ask you to hand out some materials, and you're good to go. You can of course get into it more deeply, but you can start pretty easily. Slide. So Love to Ride, it's a year-long program. It features monthly challenges for riders, and then we have two big challenges, employer challenges, which are Bike Month, which I've told you about, and Cycle September, which we try to get people out and riding in the beautiful fall weather. It's a good time to test yourself because it's not so warm. Slide. So each participating company, once you register, gets its own branded web page. You get leaderboards, you get statistics, you can see what other people in the company are doing. If you have anybody that's competitive, they can fight for the top spot. You can give each other high fives, post stories and pictures. It's a good way to get to know the other people that are in the challenge. Slide. You also get tools to help the program. Here you can see some of the data reports that you can get, how you can message on the bottom. You can see the little message from your team, and that's a leaderboard up top. Slide. So usually the program charges companies to participate, and it can add up. If you're in a big company, it can really add up. But we have, because we want people to get on bikes, and we want companies to help us, we have paid all the costs for the first 50 companies to register. So that is the company registration and then the per rider cost, which I think is usually $15 a rider. All the riders are free as well. Slide. So cyclists can ride either in the Love to Ride or the Bike to Work as individuals, or they can be part of a company team. We're not going to limit anybody. Nobody gets left out. For the Love to Ride company challenges, teams can register at Love to Ride Net, and then it'll take you to Central Maryland. And again, the first 50 companies will have the fees waived. If it's confusing in any way, or if you have any questions, your local TDM specialist can help participate in either program. Slide. So cyclists, well, I think I've repeated this. Let's go again. There we go. So people drop into Love to Ride. Slide. At different skill levels. Since the pandemic resulted in less crowded roadways, starting a new cycling habit is it's easier. Less cars, less intimidating, more places with slow streets and areas to cycle with other cyclists. So to support the goal of increasing new ridership, we used a lot of cycling encouragement messaging to help move novices into regular participants. And that's really getting people on a bike the first time is hard, because either they think of it as a toy, or they think it's exhausting and hot, and it's really not. You know, anybody can ride even with just 10 minutes of ride. You get points for winning. So slide. Here you can see some of the promotional items that we'll have for your newsletters, and if you want to hang posters in the office. And that is about my time. Again, my name is Lillian Bunton. Slide. I'm with the BMC, and Gladys will be sending out some links with your with a follow-up email for lovetoride.net and Bike to Work Maryland. And now I think Gladys is going to look for questions.
Thanks, Lillian. That was great. We're going to go ahead and move into the question and answer portion of this webinar. Looks like we do have a question that's come in. The question is, nationally, May is Bike Month. Have you considered encouraging bicycling all month?
We do so. That's one of the reasons we signed on with Love to Ride. We have limited staff. It's a small agency. The locals have limited staffs, so getting messaging out could be difficult. And Love to Ride helps us focus our messaging and also gives an interactive aspect to the promotion, so people feel really involved.
Now, I think it's great that you're offering the service free for the first 50 companies. Does it matter what size the company is? Like, what are some of the minimal qualifications to qualify to be a participating company?
There are no minimal qualifications. We have a company of 2, and there are international companies with literally tens of thousands of people. I don't know that we're going to have any of those from Baltimore, but they are in the program. It is an international program, so participants vary widely from industrial to a little shop making bespoke ties with 2 people. So anybody is welcome, and they can, again, you can ride for 10 minutes and you're in.
Excellent. How about the challenges? Can companies set their own challenges, or is it a set challenge by your organization, BMC?
No, the challenge is basically to get on the leaderboard and just sort of get bragging rights. If we divide the awards up according to the size of companies, so we won't have a 2-person office trying to log as many riders as a 1,000 person office. You're competing against like companies. Anyone who participates in the challenges has an opportunity to win prizes as an individual, which is very motivating. 2 years ago, it was like a 2-week trip to the Amalfi Coast. I mean, people want to ride. People will ride for 10 minutes for the Amalfi Coast. It could be a bicycle or gear. We have actually monthly prizes for international and regional. We have weekly prizes during the challenge month, and we draw them locally.
The last question is regarding Bike to Work Day for the Baltimore region. What is Bike to Work Day going to look like for 2021? Can you just give us a little snapshot of what that event's going to look like this year?
Sure, it is going to be pretty much a repeat of last year. We ask people to register. It's just a little short, where you live, where you work. One thing I did not mention is that if you telework, we are counting you in. Just go, take a ride to get lunch on your bike and come back, and you have teleworked back to the office, or ridden back to the office. So people, once you register, you ride anytime during the week of May 17th, and that qualifies you for the prize drawings. And it also qualifies you to pick up your t-shirt. We have 22 bike shops scattered all around the region. And you, during the week, again, during business hours, stop into the bike shop that you have chosen when you registered, and they'll have your pack ready for you, minimal contact. Again, bikers are not likely to not chat, but you are welcome to dash in and dash out if you want to isolate like that. But yeah, and the t-shirts this year are a lovely heather blue.
Excellent. So it looks like we have time for one more question that just came in. Do you have any plans to encourage or assist multi-worksite employers to allow facilitate employees to switch to a worksite closer to their home so they will be within cycling distance? I think this is kind of interesting because what we'll probably see, and this is based on statistics, on surveys that have been done during the pandemic, is that a lot of these employees who are able to remote work will most
Yes.
likely still continue to remote work, but it's a little interesting the way this question's worded because it's framing it not remote work, but cycling more.
Right.
Yeah,
That we do not have a program for that. We always encourage live near your work. Some jurisdictions actually have some financial incentives for that. But we can't tell a company, you need to let your people work closer to home at that office. But I would imagine that in these times, people would be amenable to that sort of thing. And again, if you're working from home, and you cycle out on an errand and come back, you are cycling to work.
excellent. Well, thank you, Lillian. This was very informative. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much, and please, everybody, if you have a question, Gladys can forward any thoughts to me, and we'll be glad to send one of the local TDM coordinators your information to give you some specifics.
Excellent. So thank you everybody for tuning in to our webinar today. Please check in regularly. We normally do webinars on a quarterly basis on different transportation topics. If you're not already following us on LinkedIn or Facebook, be sure to do so and we'll do the same back for you. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to email or call us. Our office remains open, especially throughout this pandemic, and we'd be more than happy to assist you. Thanks again and have a great rest of your week.
Thank you.